Hot and a bit humid once again, at least the past couple of mornings, if we look back over the past 36 hours, has given us at least a bit of a break in the heat over the past couple of nights. We had lower in the middle 70s yesterday morning before we topped right back out in the mid 90s once again. Then once we got past this morning's lows in the lower 70s, maybe a couple spots near 70, we all wasted no time going back into the mid 90s, at least 96. It dropped to regional, but everybody fared the same way. Just hot once again with our same stubborn weather setup, but this time around we didn't have a lot of humidity to result in any heat advisories. It still felt a bit humid out there nonetheless. I will say, though, that with the storm system actually on top of the region, that actually has lifted up some of the heat and the humidity that we did have. It did result in some isolated thunderstorms, mainly for parts of our southeastern and southern counties. A lot of us in Kansas, we stayed pretty much dry throughout the day, still looking that way right now. But if we zoom in for northeastern Oklahoma, we do see some stubborn isolated storms trying to hold on around Banzit, along and south of US 60 in Ottawa County, pushing over Veneta along the Turnpike, and some additional storms in Delaware County and certainly working over Grand Lake. But as we continue throughout the course of the night, I'm expecting those to die out and we'll all be dry to start tomorrow morning out. And thankfully with another break from the heat, but it's still warm out there at 84, feels like 90 with a dew point of 72 in Joplin. Most spots lower to middle 80s all across the board. Still feels like the mid 80s to about the lower 90s out there. And if we want to back up here, I want to show you the overall surface map setup. Here's our system at the surface. It's actually a front that tried to come in from the east, but it's pretty much stalling out and it'll fall apart as we go through the night and certainly going into tomorrow. But the way the storms were traveling, you saw how they pushed from east to west. That's because they were steered by our upper level highs just to the north of the region, but the clockwise flow is what's steering those storms from east to west. That upper level ridge stays in control for tomorrow, but we will see those storms out there, isolated storms, die out as we go throughout the course of the night. So we are going to drop back. Whoop. I should know where I stand with my own graphics here. 71 degrees for your Sunday morning to start things out. We're thankfully dry throughout the course of the day. Let's go 86 by noon. Afternoon highs around 91 in Joplin. Everybody will go into the lower 90s for tomorrow, and not that humid, but just enough to make it feel like the mid 90s as we go into Sunday afternoon. We'll do it again for Monday with that upper ridge still in control. Lower 90s for highs, dry during the day, and it feels like the mid 90s with the humidity that we'll have. Another hot day for Tuesday while we stay dry, but then the ridge shifts around just enough to allow a system and an upper level wave to give us slight isolated thunderstorm chances Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe on Friday before that upper ridge regains control. But even with these slight rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Bronte, it is not going to scrub out the heat. At least we'll be in the lower 90s for tomorrow and Monday with overnight lows giving us a break from the heat, but then pretty much mid 90s throughout the rest of the weekend. Potentially upper 90s by next weekend.
Not looking forward to it.
But at the very
it is June.
Yeah, but at the very least, not screaming high humidity for the next few days. So
right.
That's at least a little bit of help for us.
Yes, definitely a nice relief. Thanks, Nick.